That was a long drive.
So any obstacle that you come to in a 4x4, especially if you're on your own, is get out, go and check it out, have a walk around it before you commit yourself.
So this water is ice cold. I mean, not like going in the sea cold, I mean ice cold. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to have a bit of a mooch around this bit of an exit, because I can see from the other side it's only a couple of foot deep, probably a foot deep most of the way. This side, however, it's a little bit faster moving. It's nothing major whatsoever. It's a doddle, but you'd be mad not to walk it, wouldn't you?
So even though this is a proper ford on a byway and you can see it's not very deep, it's always worth a quick look, because you don't know if there's any damage been done by a vehicle or some plant beforehand, or if you've just got someone a bit malicious that's put a rock right in the middle where you're going to snag a diff.
So as you can see, it's not that deep. The only bit of it that's at all challenging is there's some really, really long flat rocks, and they kind of lift the level up quite a lot. The downside is if you drop off them at all, it's quite a dip down, which would, you know, put you on a bit of a bad angle, but it's nothing. What a lovely spot. So I think this is going to be the spot for tonight. I've got another hour or so of daylight, just because it's one of them things where I've travelled a fair way and I like to leave an hour to 2 hours before last light so you can find a nice little park up. I usually like to find something else. If there's an issue here I can fall back to it, but apart from a couple of farms there doesn't seem to be much down here. I've checked the maps, it is a byway so I can pass through here. It's one of them things where I'm going to stop. There's downsides to it, but what an epic place. This side down here, dead shallow. There's a little bit of an island in the middle, and then it goes, just as it comes up, it's quite steep. In a landy, you walk it, you wouldn't even think about it, you wouldn't need low box, nothing. In the van, obviously, I've got to try and keep on the rocks so I don't slip off and make it hard work for myself. It'll still piss it, but I don't want to make it hard work for myself. I really need to get this van some graphics on it, because that is way too silver for my liking. What I'd like is some satin black graphics that come down to here, start really dark at the back and then dissipate towards the front. That way it just breaks the shape up, it's not as shiny, it's not as bright. There's the black roof, the black window, the black bottom panel, the black wheels, and I think just breaking the silver up would be a nice touch. So we've checked the other end, may as well check this one. Ooh, wow, that's narrow. That's landy friendly, but not so much van friendly. We might have to just cock up on that rock just there so we don't scrape the side of the alloy, so if we just go over it, we'll be good. And we know that there's deep political agendas against. That is steeper than it looks. They're a little shook up, aren't they? Cheers. Oh. I'm 50-50 whether I put the awning out. It'll look mega, but it is just purely for vanity and pictures, because what do I need an awning for when it's like this? It's absolutely gorgeous. It's probably just below 30 degrees. There's a lovely breeze. The water's trickling all over. There's fish jumping out and bubbling and doing whatever fish do. Yeah. What a spot. I want to stop here. I really want to stop here. It's 2015 now. Last light is about 21:05, something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it another half an hour, 40 minutes, make sure there's no one mooching about last light, do it same as what I'm doing. Then I'll get my chair out, I'll get my little fire pit out, and I'm going to cook some tea. Someone probably knows fishing better than me, but I just saw a fish jump out of the water for absolutely no reason whatsoever, and it jumped a good foot or so out of the water. What kind of fish was that? Tell me. Salmon, trout, I don't know.
So these are a nice new little addition that I've got. The window vents from Amit. And basically what they allow you to do is drop the window, put these in place, roll the window back up. You've then got a vent in your window, and you can also lock the vehicle. So it's a lot more secure than just leaving a window open ajar overnight.
Puts my flip-flops on, walking like a monk. Right, so it's tea time finally. I got a bag of charcoal from Tesco's on the way out and thought that'll do it. Lit it, and it is smouldered at best and been the crappiest producer of heat I have ever used. So instead of my steak being lovely and crispy on the outside and lovely and pink on the inside, I may as well put the sodding thing in the oven. Anyway, it's got to the point, I'm eating it however it is, I don't really care anymore. But it is what it is. I mean, it's a little dark in here as well at the minute. Two reasons. One, I don't want too much light going. As soon as I've finished doing this little bit and I've had something to eat, these are going to get knocked off and they're going to go down to like a little bit of low level red. So those of you who have been following the build know that the van, it's nowhere near done. But I still like to use them as I'm building them, because as I'm doing bits and pieces, you'll find that there's no end of things that you don't like where you've put it, you don't like how you've mounted it, and it's a perfect opportunity to change something before you're too far down the line. So what I like, a bit of steak with some lazy garlic, a little bit of lazy chilli, a bit of olive oil. I like that with a bit of cheese on top, ideally blue cheese. There was none in the shop. And then a tomato that's just quickly sizzled. Unfortunately, again, may as well put the thing in the oven and it's turned to mush. But it's better than a Mackey's in a lay-by, innit? Ah well, they can't all be good ones, can they? Main thing is, I'm out, I'm doing something productive. What I would say though, what an absolute pig to try and get any footage, because the van takes up most of the little island and it's quite deep. Once you got the bit that you drive through is the 40 kind of bit, that's shallow, the rest of it's quite deep. So I've got a bus flip-flop, or flip, and mooching round without going arse over tit on a little island that's covered in nettles. It's quite amusing. Right, so tea done. Gonna jump in bed now. It's not overly late, it's just 11 o'clock, but it's sunrise at about 5:30, so I'm gonna be up for about that. See what it looks like in the morning. It'd be lovely if there's some mist on this river, but hey ho. Main thing is, I'm gonna get a list of all these different lanes, put it all together. I wouldn't mind trying to find a few lanes fairly local to me that I can do some nighttime laning as well. And sometime next year, in probably springtime at this rate, I'm going to try and do like a bit of a Patreon kind of laning, nighttime laning kind of thing with a camp halfway through it, which should be kind of nice. So, good night. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Right, so about 6 o'clock and it looks like the weather's about to change. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the fire pit put away, get the engine fired up, I think get off this lane, check out the rest of it, and go have a brew and something to eat on the next track. Because last thing I want to do is get stuck here. So the plan, I'm going to reverse round and into the river there, go back forwards, out, up, and attempt to get out the other way. It doesn't look bad, it's just, I'm not a fan of all terrains, and that's what's on at the minute because I'm still waiting for my new Alice to come. And I scratched that on the way in. Also, after I've slated all terrains, these wheels and tyres will be for sale. I'm sure for your average Merc or two-wheel drive looking like a swamper, they're awesome, but this is what I do. I need more aggressive tyres. That is the way out. Do you know what? I don't think I'm going to fit. So like I say yesterday, if you can see, we've got some large stones here and some large stones here. Nothing in the middle, so you can fall off into the middle, and you can also fall off into either side. And what's really frustrating, if I was in a Land Rover camper, I'd just point it in this general direction and just boot it and not really care. Damn it. Oh, that's us off the rocks. Well, that was annoying. Just got the back wheel pinned between two rocks. Luckily there was 6 inches of play either side of it, so I managed to rock forwards and backwards, get enough momentum and boot it to come back out. Bring back Edna, all's forgiven. These are so slippy. Off the rocks again. This thing's too big.
So what doesn't come across on this video is how slippery these rocks are. There's like an algae moss or whatever it is, and it was hard to walk on, never mind drive on.
I'm gonna check the width. So we're completely wedged on that side and the rock comes in. And we're touching this side. So we ain't getting up and out there. That's a real shame because that's actually quite a long track at that end. So is what it is. Back out the way we came, get up to the top, get the OS map back up on the phone and find the next line. So that is the trade-off for having 2 double beds, a bathroom, 4 seats and loads of kit. You can't fit everywhere, so now there'll be someone giving it the, oh man, get up there easy.
but what can you carry in your vehicle? They all have the pros and cons, and unfortunately this is where the old Land Rover makes up for it, because it's like a mountain goat. But on my 3-hour drive back home with cruise control and listening to a podcast, the tables turn. Right, let's try and get back up here without whacking the alloys. No drama whatsoever on that one. So, bit gutted, but it is what it is. It's one I can tick off the list that's probably 110 and smaller, I'd say, was a safe bet. 100% is coffee o'clock, so we need to find the first park up. Some moody clouds this morning. He's gonna hammer it down, and I don't know at what point. I'll tell you what, you go out into the sticks, you find a random petrol station, you end up with bacon sandwiches, coffee, American chocolates, and old rally cars. Look. Right, so this is a pretty
pretty decent track. Some epic scenery up there. Big cliff faces, lots of mist, typical UK weather. Can't complain at all. It was a red hot day yesterday, so it's actually really nice now that the temperature's dropped. We've got a bit of fog and mist and stuff. I absolutely love this weather because you can always put a hoodie on, can't you, and stay warm. But when you're too hot, it's not that comfortable, is it? For those wondering, it's the Ordnance Survey Map app that I've got. It's about 50 quid a year. If you get a year's subscription, it was about 25 quid a year. So it's about 250 a month. It doesn't track like a sat nav, and if it's on a phone rather than an iPad, it is quite small. However, it's really good in regards. I sat at home, picked a load of these routes out. I don't know what they're like, but then all I do is click on the route. It says you're too far away from the route, do you want directions? And puts you in Google Maps. Google Maps takes you to the start of the lane, then you jump on it. I know if you're in the arse end of nowhere, you're not going to have that ability because you won't have GPS or signal. However, what this does do is it lets you download the maps offline. So long as you can get to the start of the lane, you can still use the map offline and just thumb your way around it, I suppose. This is something I really enjoy doing, just driving back roads, epic valley, epic scenery, old derelict castles and stuff like that, listening to podcasts.
It's just like, it makes you think about that shit. Yeah.
It's the little things, isn't it?
You know what I mean? It's just like,
there's a beauty to that part of the world, especially mountains.